Hi BookTube, it's Eleanor here, and this is my weekly wrap up of what I've been reading. So before we get stuck into the books that I've actually read this week, yes you heard me right, I've been reading again. Let me just quickly mention that the May Book Buddy box, my Etsy book subscription, is now on sale. There is still some left, and the description and link to the Etsy site is linked down below. And this time I can let you know that May's box is an adult fiction book. It's really good. I'm really excited to share it with everybody, and there is also I think 1 or 2 of April's left over, and I can actually tell you the book for that because everybody will have received their book now. So April's box was Bruised by Sarah Skilton, which is a really good YA story involving looking at PTSD, and it was really good. I really enjoyed it. So if you fancy picking up that, there's just like 1 or 2 left now, and you can get that link down below. But yeah, I'm really excited about May's box, so don't forget to pick one up if you would like to. Anyway, let's talk about the books that I've read this week. So I thought I'd ease myself in gently, and I got the next issue of Strobe Edge, which is a manga that I have been reading from the library, and so I read volumes 3, 4 and 5 of this, and yes, this is definitely for me. I love this. It's so cute, and I really like our main female character. Basically, the whole of this manga series is just about one girl who falls in love with this boy. He's already got a girlfriend, and she declares her love for him, and he says he's got a girlfriend. He lets her down gently, but she decides that she still wants to be friends with him, and she's just so sweet and lovely, and it's just a really good story of romance and coming of age and those feelings that you feel for people. There's some unrequited love in there. I'm just really enjoying it. It's just a really light, fun read. The only issue I've got is, I'm sure, I don't know how many, whether it just goes up to volume 10. Those of you manga readers that may have read this, let me know. But I think it goes up to volume 10, and my library has only got volumes 1 to 5. And I need to read more. So next time I go to the library, I'm going to see if it's something that they can sort of order in, or otherwise I'm going to have to add it to my wish list for future. But needless to say, I will be continuing at some point, and all of these got 4 stars from me. Next up, I picked up a book that I received for review very kindly from the publishers, and that was Wishbones by Virginia McGregor. This is a YA contemporary story. We're following a young girl called Feather. She lives with her mum and dad, and her mum over the years has become morbidly obese. She is she doesn't leave the house, she doesn't leave the sofa, she is getting bigger and bigger, and one night Feather comes home from a friend's house on New Year's Eve and finds her mother in a diabetic coma. Her mother is then craned to hospital, and this just follows the aftermath of that. We follow Feather's journey, we follow her trying to discover what happened to her mother, what caused this to happen, how she can try and help her mother get better. Can she help her mother get better? Is that something she can do, or is it only something that her mother can do for herself? And what are all of the issues behind it? She lives in a very small village. There's that very small village insular feeling. Everyone knows everyone's business, and there's some really interesting plot points in here, some really interesting storyline. Just unfortunately it didn't click for me to make it more than just an okay read. There was something missing. I felt quite angry at the mum, and I'm not sure if I was meant to, and I didn't get that emotional connection with anybody that I wish I had. I think things were a little bit underdeveloped in areas, and I felt like we tried to cover quite a lot in quite a small space. There was quite a lot of plots and things going on. It was good, but for me it wasn't great, and so I gave it 3 stars. And then I picked up Run by Cody Keplinger, again another one-word title, and I loved the Duff. I really loved The Duff by Cody Keplinger. I love the film, I love the book, both of which, by the way, are very different. So if you have read the book and not seen the film, it's not completely different. I mean, the plot is pretty much the same, but there is quite a few big differences in there to do with her family life and things like that. But the book was brilliant, and so I wanted to pick up another of Cody Keplinger's books. This one was not as good as The Duff, but it wasn't terrible. It was another 3-star read for me. It was quite enjoyable, it was easy reading, but it was just again lacking something. We're following our two main characters, Bo and Agnes. Agnes is a legally blind girl. She is 17 and she is very, very sheltered by her parents. She has an older sister who's just gone off to college. However, she's not allowed to do much herself. And then we're following Bo. Bo is from the wrong side of town. She comes from that wrong family. She is tarnished with the same brush as the rest of her family, and she has a very broken home life, and things are very different for Agnes and Bo. And yet at some point in this story they form a friendship, and we are following 2 points of view. So the chapters flip between Bo and Agnes, but also between past and present. So we're getting Agnes telling the story of how she met Bo and their past together, and we're getting Bo telling her perspective of what's happening now, because they have run away. And this is the very start of the book, so it's not a spoiler, but we're finding out the reasons behind them running away and how they got to be friends, and we're also following this journey while they're on the run. And it was good, but I was expecting a bit more. The Duff made me cry. I felt a massive emotional impact with that story. This one was just a little bit lacking in there. There were points where I thought I was going to get it and then I didn't, but it was a really fast read. I mean, I read this just in one evening. It was a real page turner, but just hit the mark. Didn't hit the mark quite for me, so I gave this one 3 stars. So that's everything that I've read this week. What have you been reading? I'm so excited to be back into the reading mood again and picking up books. I'm off my Netflix binge for a little while. I'm still watching stuff, but I am reading again. Yay! I hate feeling slumpy. I just don't feel right if I don't read something every day. I just don't feel myself. So this has been a massive relief to finally pick up a book. Anyway, as I say, what have you been reading? Let me know in the comments down below, and I look forward to speaking to you soon. Bye for now, BookTube.